Yo, what's cracking, everybody? What the fuck is up? Raw&Uncut back with a video here. I know I ain't been consistent because I got a life, off YouTube. I don't live on YouTube. I don't live on the internet. And everyday life comes a calling, and a motherfucker got to get to doing, get to moving. You know what I'm saying? Moving and shaking. But as you see here, and as you saw by the thumbnail, you already know what's cracking. We're going to talk about Dubs for a second, for a few minutes. Because lately, the last few days, I've been seeing these videos come out. Is Dubs SNY? Dubs is exposed. Dubs is SNY. Dubs was a 50-50. Dubs this, Dubs that. And I just wanted to say something about that regarding that, because all you see on the internet these days is a glorification of prison life, a glorification of gang life, a glorification of a life that doesn't have no get back. For those that don't understand what that means, get back means you don't get shit from it. You don't gain anything from it. Once your shit is done, whether you died or you dropped out or whatever you did, there's nothing coming from that life. Nothing positive's coming from it. You don't gain shit from it. All the accolades and, oh, you're a legend and you're this and you're that, it don't do shit for you when it really counts and where it really counts, right? And when I've seen Dubs and I watch some of his videos, I don't ever get him glorifying anything. I don't get him glorifying gangs, glorifying prison, any of that. He's just telling his stories of what he's been through, what he's gone through from his point of view and his experience. And when I hear people coming out here talking about, oh, he was SNY and no, and he's this and he's that, and Gunner, they talk about Gunner too, right? And to me, when people label people, they call them dropouts, or they call them SNY, or they call them 50-50, or they call them whatever they want to call them. I don't care what somebody is. I don't give a fuck if a dude is SNY, or he's 50-50, or he's a dropout. If Dubs, if he was a child molester or a rapist, to me, that's when it matters. To me, that's when it matters if a dude was SNY or he was whatever. It don't, like, people talking about, oh, he's SNY, trying to diminish all the work that he put in when he was in the organization. And he was right there with the top dogs and everything he's done. If you've watched any of his videos, you know who he is, you know where he comes from, you know what he's about. And to me, it's always the motherfuckers that ain't never really had any part of that life, that never really walked anyone's shoes when it comes to that life, never pushed the line, never put in any work, that talk the most and say, oh, he's SNY, or oh, he's a dropout, or oh, he ain't shit, and he's this and he's that. Look, are there some motherfuckers that were SNY that are no good, that you can't trust? And that you wouldn't trust with your kids or your wife or in your house or to sleep in your house, you would ever introduce to your family? Yeah, there's a ton of them. There's also some dudes that are deemed as solid and good that you wouldn't trust around your fucking family, that you wouldn't trust around your kids, that you wouldn't trust around your wife, you wouldn't bring home to barbecue and drink. You see what I'm saying? So when I hear people trying to label these people like they're bad because, oh, he was SNY, homie, he's all bad. Look, man. It's like this. Those people that speak on this shit, a lot of them are part of these big organizations, whether it's from the South or up North, and they're protected by the organization. They're protected by the umbrella. They've never had to stand on their own 2 feet. They've never had to do anything for themselves because they've been protected by this umbrella. Those that know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. To say whether Dubs is SNY or not doesn't fucking matter. But see, I get it. People don't got nothing else to say bad about the dude. He's SNY. I'm not saying he was or he wasn't. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if a person's a dropout or SNY or they're solid or they're not. I don't give a fuck about that life. I don't care. I'm not a person that's going to sit here and glorify that shit. Oh, well, you never been locked up, homie. I did my little bit of time. You never been to prison, homie. I didn't have to go to prison to figure this shit out. To figure out I didn't want to be taking showers next to motherfuckers. I didn't want to be taking shits next to another man. I didn't want to be sleeping next to another motherfucker. I liked women too much, so I decided to be smart about my crime and stay free and make my money and do what I really wanted to do, which is live my life, be with my family, fuck some women if I felt like it, make some fucking money, and live life free. Not locked up, taking showers next to another fucking man, taking a shit next to another man, watching your back 24/7. So to label a guy like Dubs as SNY because you're trying to diminish who he is as a man, it makes no sense. It holds no credibility, and it's a real cheap way of trying to smut somebody up. You see, there's a lot of guys, like I said, that are deemed as solid and still good with the organization that have raped women, that have molested kids, that have done things that you're not supposed to do, and supposedly you get fucked up for, you get stabbed for, you get killed for. But see, they're related to higher ups in the organization, so sometimes they're protected. Not all the time, but this happens. And people that are involved in this life know what I'm talking about, and they know that it's true. So to sit there and say that because a dude is SNY that he's bad is like to say, oh, all guys that are SNY or all guys that are on 50-50 yards, they're no good. It's like saying that everybody who walked the main line is good, that is solid. And we know that ain't true. That's like saying everybody that's gone to prison is a rider, is a killer. Oh, he's a savage. He's this, he's that. All these motherfuckers that brag about prison and this and that, and they're there in fire camp or they're in level 1, level 2 yards, right? Not putting in no work. They're not doing anything. A lot of them that are bragging about it. It's the motherfuckers that are bragging about it and glorifying it that I got a problem with. Those are the motherfuckers, oh, well, I'm not SNY. I'm not SNY. It don't matter. It don't make you better than somebody who's SNY because somebody decided not to fucking roll with the program no more. So now he's a bitch. Now he's a pushover. But one-on-one, you couldn't take the motherfucker. There's a lot of dudes that one-on-one could not fuck with Dubs. And a lot of people know that. There's a lot of motherfuckers that run their mouth. There's rappers that run their mouth about Dubs. One-on-one could not fuck with him. But see, they're protected by that umbrella. They're protected by that umbrella, the organization that protects a lot of these fools. There's a lot of weenie-ass motherfuckers who aren't solid, cannot stand on their own fucking 10 toes down south and up north that run with these organizations, but they're protected because the family holds high ranking, or their brother or their dad or their uncles or whatever holds high ranking, and so they get a pass. They don't really got to do nothing. They just pay in. They put money up. And then they get on the internet and do a lot of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So to sit there and say, oh, Dubs is SNY, that fool got exposed, dog, and he's this. Look, bro, when I was in Fresno and I was in the streets and I was doing my thing and my brothers were involved with certain things, I ran into a lot of homies. I knew a lot of homies. I'm not going to say any names. But I remember when there would be homies in the street and you would hear other homies, oh, that fool's a DO, dog. He's a dropout. That fool dropped out, dog. Gets on site with that fool, this and that, right? They're telling you that. They're telling me that, or they're telling my brothers that because they know that my brothers will get with the business. But the fools that were telling my brothers that had never put in no work. All they did was do this. Sit on their fucking porch talking about, oh, you heard about so-so? He's a dropout, dog. It's on site. So then my brothers would see that supposed dropout talking to them, and they're not doing nothing to them. Right? So my brother's like, well, they must be good because they were saying he's a DO and they're talking to him, drinking with him, smoking with him. But then when the second that dude's seen talking to my brother, that same dude that was running his mouth about he's a dropout that was just seen with that fool yesterday or the day before. Oh, we seen you talking to that fool, dog. He's a dropout. Why don't you do anything to him? My brother's like, motherfucker, what are you talking about? You didn't do shit to the motherfucker. Why do you want me to do something? And who called him a dropout? You did? When you ain't putting no work, you ain't doing nothing. Your family's the one in and out of prison. You're just sitting in your goddamn yard getting drunk and doing drugs all fucking day. But you're trying to tell somebody to go put in work like you're a shot caller when Fresno Bulldogs ain't got no shot callers. My point to that is, it's always the one that would never bust a fucking grape, that ain't never put in no kind of fucking work, telling the next motherfucker, that's a dropout, dog. That fool ain't shit, dog. That fool's a lever, dog. That fool this, dog. That, knowing goddamn well they ain't shit themselves. But I knew some homies from Fresno that end up dropping out, and these guys were hitters. These guys were riders. They had put their work in, but it was the ones that were not doing anything, not doing any work, speaking the loudest about how he's a dropout. Oh, that fool's a dropout, dog. He ain't this, he ain't that. But when that fool comes around, they shut the fuck up and don't say nothing. So the internet is an interesting place. It gives people, you know, like myself, an opportunity. It gives us a platform to state our opinions. They're just our opinions. But like Dubs, I state my opinions from experience, from being in jail, from rubbing shoulders with killers and murderers on the streets and in jail, from dealing with people like that, from dealing with gang members, and not gang bangers. I mean, not gang members, but gang bangers, actual bangers, right? So you get these people that like to sit there, the loudest motherfucker out there saying that Dubs is a dropout or that Dubs is SNY or whatever they're trying to say and whatever they're trying to smut him up as. Look at that motherfucker. Who are they? What have they done? Nothing. Nothing. But they're jealous. They're jealous of the success that Dubs has had. They're mad because he was able to leave the organization and he's still got a life. He's still got a career and he's doing well for himself. And motherfuckers love to hate. Mexicans, raza, they love to hate on each other. Especially when they've got nothing going for themselves. When I was in the rap game and I was doing business in the street and I was dealing my dope and all that for 20 years plus, I had a lot of hate. Had a lot of people saying, oh, his music sucks, dog. That fool ain't shit, dog. This and that. As soon as they see me, they're shaking my hand. Oh, let me get your CD, dog. Oh, let me buy some dope, dog. Oh, yeah, when's your next show? All this bullshit, right? It just comes with the territory, Dubs. And you know it better than anyone else. But I'm just tired of these motherfuckers trying to smut people up and they think that by saying, oh, he's SNY, that means he ain't shit. He ain't solid and he ain't a man. I don't give a fuck if you're SNY. I don't give a fuck if you're a legit gang member, gangbanger. I don't care if you're a dropout. I don't care what you are. You're only as good as your last transaction. You're only as good as the last movida that you've made. You're only as good as your motherfucking word. And Dubs is the type of motherfucker that I can sit down with, smoke a joint with, drink a beer with, because he's a solid motherfucker. Oh, but he dropped out, homie, or he did this, or he left the organization. What the fuck's that got to do with me? I ain't part of no fucking organizations. I ain't no gangbanger. I'm a fucking Mexican American, homie. I'm a California Mexican American. I got respect for all the homies that do whatever they can to prosper in life, to move forward in life, to break away from that fucking mold and that stupid way of thinking that, oh, if you're banging and you're in and out of prison constantly, oh, you're the fucking man. Oh, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. Bullshit. Bullshit. And anyone that will tell you that it is that way, that, oh, it's the best thing to be, homie, to be locked up, shitting next to another man, sleeping next to another man, taking showers next to another fucking man, then you got something else going on if that's what you believe life is all about. Maybe you're in the closet, homie. Maybe you like blowing your celly. Maybe you like taking it up your ass. Maybe that's why you can't stay out long enough to take care of your kids and take care of your wife. You're out for a week and you're right fucking back in that motherfucker and you live a life of crime for 30, 40 years until you die, either in prison of a heart attack from drugs or whatever, or you die in the street of liver failure, or you get murked out here by some young buck that wants to fucking earn some stripes thinking he murking some old tecato or old, dopehead or an old motherfucker that ain't figured out how to live life out in the street, that's going to make him something. And I'm just tired of all this SNY 50-50. Who gives a fuck, homie? Who fucking cares? I don't give a fuck. That don't make you a man because you're not SNY. Oh, so you're not SNY, so you're more of a man of another motherfucker that was SNY or maybe not, or is a dropout or not. No. What kind of man are you? Do you take care of your family? Did you take care of your mom? Do you take care of your dad? Is your word mean any fucking thing? You know what I'm saying? Do you got your balls? Do you handle your business on your own, or do you need a crowd of motherfuckers all the time? Everywhere you go, you got 10, 15, 20 motherfuckers with you because you can't stand on your own 10 toes, motherfucker, because you're afraid that if you go alone, if you go out alone somewhere, that something's gonna happen to you. Motherfuckers like Dubs and motherfuckers like me, we move everywhere by ourselves. And believe me, I stay ready. Stay ready, like Sugar Free says, if you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. So all this SNY talk about Dubs being exposed and all that, shut the fuck up. Just shut your fucking mouths, all you fucking haters, everybody out there trying to take a chunk out of this guy. Knowing goddamn well in person and in his prime, you couldn't hold a candle to this dude. You couldn't do half the shit this guy did in his sleep. But that's just the way it is. It's the way it is in the streets. Everybody wants to smut up the most solid motherfuckers that will go against the grain and will not take the same shit that they've been dealing with for years and years and years, and they get tired of it. Now, all of a sudden, because they don't want nothing to do with it, now they're all bad, they ain't shit, they're this, they're that. But while they're in good standing with the motherfucking organization, everybody's bigging them up and everybody's swinging on their nuts and everything. It's kind of like me when I was dealing drugs in the street and I was making money and I was driving a Navigator and I was driving a Cutlass and a Chevy pickup or whatever the fuck I was driving. I had the diamonds and the necklaces and all that shit, and I was rapping and making money. Everybody was my friend. Everybody was, oh, Rob, yeah, this, Rob, that's my dog, blah, blah, blah. As soon as we left the hood, we ain't shit. We ain't solid. We're this, we're that. Because we got away from shit, homie, because we wanted a better life, especially for my son. And we got tired of doing, sometimes you get tired of being the torpedo. Sometimes you get tired of being the one that's doing the work while everyone else is sitting there just doing this shit. Right? And then you're putting in the work and they're still running their mouth and sitting there and everybody's listening to them. It's because the society that we live in today's fucking era, in today's generation of people, they believe liars. They glorify the liars and they love lies. The truth, a lot of people don't want to hear the truth no more. It's just much more entertaining to listen to a lie and run with that lie, or to smut somebody up and then just keep joining the smutting up of that person, of that man, because it's just easier to go with the grain than it is to go against the grain. But motherfuckers like me, we go against the grain, and I've always gone against the grain, and I'll never go with the fucking crowd. Anybody that knew me when I was making my money and I was driving around, sometimes you see me with a homie or you see me with my brothers or my wife. A lot of times you see me by myself. Because like my dad told me and like my grandpa told me, a real man will stand on his own 2 feet, his own 10 toes, and handle his fucking business. And when you handle your business by yourself, you ain't gonna tell on yourself. But see, a lot of people think because a motherfucker goes in and out of prison for 20, 30 years, oh, he's solid, he's this, he's that. That fool's going in and out, sucking his celly's dick, taking it up the ass from this dude, owing this dude money for drugs, whatever. Get the fuck out of here. You motherfuckers like to glorify prison life when it benefits you. When it don't benefit you and you can't be successful as Dubs or maybe Gunner or these other guys, then you want to smut them up. Oh, he's SNY. Oh, he's exposed. Who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck about what prison gang he was from. I don't care if he's SNY or not. I don't give a fuck about none of that. As long as he's not a child molester or a rapist. Because there are motherfuckers that are SNY that are child molesters and rapists. Now, those motherfuckers, fuck them. Fuck those motherfuckers. Don't want nothing to do with them. But to try to throw that jacket on everybody, to try to throw that on men that aren't rapists and child molesters and shit like that, to try to put that jacket as, oh, he's SNY, you know, like, oh, it's all them, they're all the same. No, that's like saying that every motherfucker in prison is good, and every motherfucker in prison is a writer, and every motherfucker that been to prison is solid. No, it don't work that way, because a lot of motherfuckers under these umbrellas that slip through the cracks because of money or family or whatever the case may be. Not everybody that's gone to prison is solid. Not everybody that's gone to prison is fucked up. And not everybody that's SNY is bad. Yes, I said it, and you guys can get in the comments and fucking bash me for it. I don't give a fuck. A lot of you motherfuckers couldn't handle it. Couldn't handle the life to get up every motherfucking day, work and take care of your kids and make sure your kids and your wife got a fucking roof over their head, and make sure they go to school, make sure they got clothes on their fucking back, make sure they got a car, make sure all these things. A lot of you motherfuckers couldn't do that. That's why you stay in prison. That's why you stay going in and out, because you don't want the fucking responsibility. To the homies that were in and out and changed their lives and take care of their family, nothing but love for you. And I see you, and I know a few homies like that finally figured it out and said, man, I'm tired of that shit. I got to take care of my family. I got to take care of my kids, my lady, my grandkids. To all those homies, nothing but love. The ones I'm talking about, you know who I'm talking about. So call it what you want. I'm going to call it exactly how it is. And with that being said, it's been Raw and Uncut. You call him SNY, you call him 50-50, you call him whatever you want. I call him a motherfucking man. Because until you've been in those situations where you got to stand on your own motherfucking 2 feet and your own 10 toes, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen, shut your fucking mouth. Go sit down when you fucking piss. Take the pito out your mouth as well. Raw and Uncut, drop your comments down in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about it. Like we always do about this time, motherfuckers. We out.